I've sold one island in the Pearl Islands before under $2 million.
For under $2 million? Heidi, welcome back. Hello, everyone. So today we're in a very special place. We're not in Panama City. We took a field trip. Heidi, where are we? Tell our audience exactly where we're located right now.
We are in a true hidden gem in the Pearl Islands, about 35 miles off of the Pacific coast.
Okay.
So we are currently on an island called Saboga.
It's Saboga.
There's about 200 islands that form part of the Pearl Islands. Islets and islands. So there are some little islets that disappear when it's high tide.
The Phantom Islands.
Yes, and very few that are actually lived on by people. The majority
A lot
are
of them are
uninhabited.
uninhabited. Yeah, okay, perfect. So obviously, I mean, we have to be always very honest with our clients, as we always are. The Pearl Islands don't have, infrastructure that is massively developed, like compared to, let's say, Hawaii or, some of the Mediterranean coastal cities and islands. Obviously, you don't have the Ritz and all of these private clubs and all these kinds of things. But at the same time, the luxury in the Pearl Islands, I believe, I don't know if you agree, comes from the fact that you have extreme privacy. You're secluded. It's almost like, you connect with nature in a way where you disconnect in a manner that is very difficult to achieve somewhere else. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, you almost feel like a castaway out here. You've got the beautiful white sand beaches. You can island hop. You have sandbars that when high tide comes, they disappear. Low tide comes and it's a magical island that just appears. I mean, it's outstanding. The water is transparent. Right now, the beginning of July until about October, the humpback whales are migrating. So they
We actually saw some of those whales when we came over together.
Yes. Well,
correct.
it's the start of the season right now. So yeah, they come here to mate and have their calves.
Well, Heidi and I saw all kinds of marine life. So sea turtles, dolphins, whales, all on our way here. And that actually brings me to another point. So we took a boat. So we took a private boat from Panama City all the way to the Pearl Islands, right? So that was a wonderful experience. We left from Ocean Reef. So kind of like what many of our clients would do, right? You buy home in Ocean Reef, you have the marina there, you come here. So private boat, what other means of transportation can we use to come to the Pearl Island?
Yeah, there is an airstrip on the island of Contadora, which is the main island. There are a couple other airstrips on different islands as well, but the main island is Contadora. So there you can get a private flight, and then there is a commercial one as well called Fly Trip that you can come. It's a 15-minute flight, so very fast to get.
Just 15
from
minutes.
The city. 15 minutes by plane or about 1 hour by boat. The ferry takes a little longer. There's daily ferry service. It's about a 90-minute ferry ride from Flamenco Marina in Panama City.
Wow.
And they do offer that service daily.
Quick reminder, if you're interested in gaining early access to our full Panama relocation course, you can find the link in the description below. Now, you're talking about owning a home on the island. That is obviously your own little piece of paradise. But what I found incredibly interesting as we were on the boat and we were pointing out to all these beautiful little islands is the fact that you can own your own Pearl Island. Basically, you can privatize an entire island, or rather there are some islands that are already private and you can just buy them from the existing owners.
That is true.
I wanted to know more about that. So budget-wise, you were telling me that there are some smaller islands, some larger islands. What is like the minimum investment somebody has to make to own their own Pearl Island here in Paradise in the Republic of Panama?
Well, the majority of the islands here in the Pearl Islands are state-owned, although there are some that are private. So I do actually have a couple for sale right now.
Beautiful.
Very different islands. I mean, you can acquire an island at a very low price. I've sold one island in the Pearl Islands before under $2 million.
For under $2 million?
Under $2 million.
Wait, you're telling me that I can sell a couple of condos in the city, or maybe a parking spot in Monaco and get my own private island in the Pearls?
You can.
Wow. That is unique. That I will say is extremely unique.
Fully titled private island, all yours.
That is incredible.
I have there are larger islands as well, of course, where the price tag goes up.
So under 2 million, I guess you have your own little private island, you have your own home there, maybe a little dock. And what about the more expensive islands? Like if you want to go for something large or you want like your own little independent island kingdom, what would the price range be on that?
The largest island in the Pearl Islands is the size of Aruba.
Oh, really? Like exactly the size of Aruba?
Exactly the
Wow.
size of Aruba.
Incredible.
So one a little smaller than that I do have for sale as well. And there you're looking over the $200 million mark. But that's something that, you know, for somebody that wants to do a large development out here.
No, I absolutely love it. Okay, fantastic. So Heidi, you can buy your own island. Now let's talk infrastructure, right? So obviously if you're buying your own island and you're developing, you're building your own infrastructure, that's one thing. But if you're more of a classical buyer, you're coming in, you're buying your own home, what can you expect infrastructure-wise? Healthcare, telecoms, restaurants, hotels. I mean, I know it varies from island to island, but what can we expect in the overall archipelago?
You feel like you're in the middle of nowhere when you're only about a 5-minute boat ride from Contadora, which is the main island, where you have, you know, there's a little school, there are little shops, Airbnbs, there's even a little medical clinic. So you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, yet you do have the infrastructure of basic amenities. If you want the Johns Hopkins Hospital and the malls, obviously you have to go back to Panama City.
Contadora would be one of the islands to be in, right?
Contadora is the main island, that's correct.
Perfect. I noticed that many wealthy Panamanians have their beachfront homes there.
Yes, for, I mean, past probably 50 years, Contadora has been a very popular getaway for, you know, wealthy Panamanian families who live in the city, beautiful homes circling the island. You know, there's various different little beaches, whether they're beachfront or you have to take your little golf cart to get down to the beach. A lot of people come from the city on their yacht, anchor, and just spend the day on the yacht or spend the weekend on the yacht. But yeah, there's some outstanding properties. Saboga, there aren't as many homes as you would find on Contadora, but there, I'd say probably 15 in total on the island of Saboga.
So now, for example, we're on the island of Saboga. We are in a very beautiful location, very secluded. So obviously here, you know, we just talked about it, right? The infrastructure isn't the most modern. However, we do have a different kind of luxury, which is the isolation, the privacy, the nature, the clean air, the sound of the waves, all of this, right? So what is this slice of paradise going to cost somebody, you know, if they want to purchase that kind of luxury on an island like Saboga?
This specific property I have for sale for 1.5 million. It's just over 1,500 square meters. Four-bedroom, direct access to the beach, beautiful infinity pool, jacuzzi, open concept inside the living area. So when you're out here, you really don't spend a lot of time
Indoors,
inside.
yeah.
The distribution is very unique. Getting here from the main town takes you about 10 minutes. There are very few vehicles on the island. The form of transportation is a golf cart.
There you go,
The
very
most
exciting.
common. The size of the land is just over 1,500 square meters.
Okay.
So it's a good piece of land. The owner of this property actually bought another piece of land, which was a separate finca, we call it, property right beside, so he could protect his view.
Okay.
And then he has another house on the other side. So in total on this island, there's only about maximum 15 homes like this.
Okay.
So it's very difficult to find one for sale.
Now, Saboga is obviously not as developed as Contadora when it comes to, you know, hotels and restaurants and things like that. However, I did notice there is a little establishment right up there by the beach. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, that little establishment is actually an excellent restaurant run by a French couple.
Alors, si c'est français, c'est formidable. Hein? I love the French. J'adore la France, j'adore les Français, j'adore les francophones. No, honestly, very, very good. And you would not expect to have like a French couple cooking for you on a remote beach in Saboga.
They have a great little menu. There are not a lot of options, but the options that they do have are outstanding.
Fantastic. Heidi, this was absolutely wonderful. I thank you for showing us this wonderful property. This is truly unique anywhere else in the world. Definitely the Pearl Islands deserve to be on the map, ladies and gentlemen. The Pearl Islands, absolutely beautiful. 15 minutes away by plane from Panama City, around an hour away on a boat ride, depending on whether it's the ferry, private yacht, whatever. But you have a major, incredible city right next door with excellent tax opportunities, excellent investment opportunities, and yet you have this wonderful piece of paradise right nearby. So on that end, thank you so much for watching, and Heidi, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
If you're interested in gaining early access to our full Panama relocation course, you can find the link in the description below.